They are at it again. Karen's out here to get things their way or no way at all. Today I'm bringing you the top 10 scary Karens that are out of control. Hey most amazing fam, I'm Abby Kelly, and if you like these videos, make sure to check out one of our playlists to keep the entertainment coming. For definition's sake, a Karen is a entitled white woman being inappropriate with either remarks or actions. And this list is full of people acting entirely out of line. So let's get into it. At number 10, we have someone who is mad at parking too close. So this woman, she is mad because this guy parked too close to her car. And yeah, of course, that can be a bummer, but the guy is right there and he said he can move his car. But no, instead she tells him to stay in his car and that he's under citizen's arrest. And her reasoning is that he has no right to park that close to her car. It's just kind of embarrassing to watch, honestly. It sounds like she called the cops from the way she is telling him to wait, and then she is mad that he is filming her. Cut to next video clip, she's reaching into his car to try to grab his phone. The guy recording this then points out that there's obviously room for her to walk, and of course there is. It's obvious since she had space to get out of her car and then reach into his car. Then she goes and stands in front of his car and she says, "I dare you to run me over." Like, excuse me? Like, you're going this far for what reason? For someone parking too close? It just doesn't make sense.
I'm putting you on citizen's arrest right now.
Are you serious? For what?
Because look how close you parked.
Okay, I'll move my car.
No, you're not moving your car. We're staying right here till the cops come.
No,
At number 9, we have a body shaming Karen. So this woman comes up to the car and says, "You don't know how to drive. You're ugly," and then looks at the person and goes, "Oh God, ew." To a stranger! There is no context in the video for what happened before this to stir that reaction, but nothing warrants coming up to someone's car and then calling the person ugly with that tone of voice. So the person in the car is recording it and said in the video that she is recording it and gonna send it right to the leasing office. And then the immediate reaction from the other woman who has just called this woman ugly is, "What, bitch?" But it's just another standoff in a parking lot about to unfold, and then the camera stopped and what happened? It's just collision of worlds, honestly.
You don't know how to drive. You're ugly. Oh God, ooh.
But on to number 8, a car sitting Karen. So yes, yet another parking lot. I think these kinds of things happen a lot there because there are some people that just begin to feel like they are owed the next open parking spot, you know? We're all out here looking around for one. But anyways, this woman, to secure a spot for her granddaughter, took to leaning on the hood of someone else's car. The passenger began recording a video and then this Karen reaches for the camera, gives up quick, and then the whole time she's just waiting for other cars to leave spots, just resting nonchalantly on the hood of someone else's car. The people in the car are just calling for her to get off, but she won't budge, and she's not talking to them, just completely ignoring them. She's just telling her granddaughter to move up. And the passenger says, "Stop sitting on the car," other person, "Don't move up," and this woman has the audacity to say, "I'm not sitting, I'm leaning." You know? And at this point, multiple parking spots are open, but the woman just won't budge. She's trying to tell her granddaughter to pull up, but she's not. Probably embarrassed by all this, honestly. But then this woman finally leaves when the other cars in the spot starts pulling out and there's multiple open. Anyways, for the love of all tranquility, have patience in parking lots.
Krista, don't move up. Come on. You're sitting on her car.
I'm not sitting on her car, I'm leaning on it.
On to number 7, HOLEY mask. And this one's just unbelievable. A woman comes into a corner store and has cut a hole in the center of her mask. Nose and mouth. Completely defeating the purpose of a mask, honestly. At that point, you're just trying to find a loophole in public safety measures, you know? If you have to wear a mask in stores, wear it, and then take it off once you're all physically distanced outside. But no, this lady cut a hole right in the dead center. So this guy, cashier, puts a video of it on TikTok, and the woman, next time she comes in, wears a full mask and complains about the video. She says the cashier has no right to record the video, and she wants to speak to the manager. Then the cashier points out that he is the manager, so she asks for her supervisor and then corporate. And he does the, "Hello, I am the supervisor," and corporate. She gets kind of heated, but he points out, "It worked, you're wearing a mask properly now." And he says, "Yeah, I'm allowed to record videos in public spaces." And then after this, there's even a third video where the woman brings a man with her who backs her up and says they should take it into the parking lot for a fight. So really, this is just a thrilling saga. But that was that one.
How you doing?
Pretty good. I need 10 on top of one, please.
Where'd you get that mask from?
Well, since we have to wear them and it makes it harder to breathe, this makes it a lot easier to breathe.
Cutting it? Yeah, I'll do that too. Thanks.
On to number 6, the dogs are all right. So this one starts with a woman yelling at the camera, "This man and his Doberman just attacked me and my Chihuahua." And immediately the man corrects her and says this isn't a Doberman. And yeah, you can clearly see it isn't a Doberman. It's like fluffy. But anyways, this woman, and I have no idea why she does this, walks toward the man, lifts up her leg, yells ow, and then walks back. Worst acting I've seen in my life, and I did drama all through high school. Takes bad acting to know bad acting. So the guy recording asks what she's doing, and she just keeps fake screaming, says the dog bit her when it did not, and then she's calling for help and for someone to call the police. This feels like a real life adaptation of The Boy Who Cried Wolf at this point. Anyways, a man comes up to try to help the lady, but then ends up just also pointing out that the dog is not a Doberman.
Reporting me now? Hey, internet! This man and his Doberman just attacked me and my Chihuahua!
It's not a Doberman. Wait.
On to number 5, not for nature. So a guy named Rylan shared his story on TikTok about dealing with the Karen type. Him and his buddies had set up a little outdoor den out in the woods. They had talked to police about it and everything, so it was all good, as long as they cleaned it up by the end of summer. Anyways, they had put quite a bit of effort into it. There's a tarp over a couch and a table, very cute. But then a woman finds it and posts about it on Facebook. It includes the setup but with the tarp ripped down and some furniture knocked over. And apparently in the post she's vouching for the environment and saying how damaging that setup is. But that can't have been the reason, because the person who posted that brought in a tractor to get the stuff out and damaged a huge chunk of the woods driving it through. So what was the post even for? Just bringing down fun? I don't know.
Which was really annoying because now we've got nowhere to like chill. And even though that they're saying that we're damaging the environment, they've done this with a tractor, so.
Moving on to number 4, Karen's got a gun. Another one in a parking lot. Are we surprised? What's wild in this one is that according to the person taking the video, they were about to get hit by a car, and then this woman gets out of the car and points her gun at them. The lady with the gun is saying to get away, and then both women in this conflict are saying call the cops, why don't you call the cops, to the other one, like just the big round of that. And because the one that pulled the gun is saying to the other one, you jump behind my car, the other one is like, what, why would I try to get hit by cars, and said that she was just walking. Then the Karen that's holding a gun just starts screeching, just like back the F up, and then there's a lot more shouting, and it sounds like the woman recording may have like hit the car when it almost hit her. There's a lot going on honestly, but just why bring a gun into a parking lot issue? It just seems like a bit much. Yeah, too much, right.
She got the gun on me! Get away! She got the gun on me! He about to hit me with the car! Call him! I'm telling! Get the license plate! Get the license plate!
Moving on to number 3, a note. So this is from 5 years ago on Reddit, and yet it is timeless. Dear neighbor, you just moved into this neighborhood a year ago, and I wanted to give you time to correct this problem on your own, but you are apparently too inconsiderate to do so. Every day this week when weather has been nice and windows are open, you proceed to let your small child run free in your backyard and laugh and giggle and carry on without end. This is very disruptive for my 2 dogs and my bird who sits next to the window and likes to look in your yard. Perhaps you could ask him to tone it down a bit, or at least limit his outside time to 15-20 minutes a day so my dogs can be outside without seeing him run around. If this kind of behavior persists, I will call the police. And that's the end of the note. Yeah, right? It almost seems like, oh, it's so nice that your kid runs around, and then it's like, my animals cannot deal with that, I'll call the cops. What? It was an aggressive note stuffed in a mailbox in Arizona, and then it has no chill. It's just a kid having fun. Okay, at number 2, we have Costco Karen. So this is another woman who wouldn't wear a mask. The employee at the Costco is being so patient with her, saying she just has to wear one while in the store, and then once she's outside, she can take it off. But the older woman is ignoring her and flat out responds, I will not. Super aggressive, looking for an argument, and the employee is still so patient, saying that she can come back another time then, because, you know, she's not wearing a mask. And then the older woman says something along the line of it being the employee's problem or the company's problem. Not quite sure. And the employee starts to lead her out, but the woman just sits down, stages an impromptu sit-in on the cold Costco concrete floors and says, no. And then she gets up again just to sit down and lean up against something else as other customers are walking out, just waving at them, saying that she's using her constitutional rights. To sit in at a Costco? I don't get it.
Can I get you a chair outside? There's a place to sit.
I don't know if you're able to pull up the receipt, but you got discounted prices for $30 off, that's $31.
At number 1 is not my non-fat. a Starbucks one because anyone can be an animal before they've had their coffee, apparently. So a lady is complaining because she believes she did not get her non-fat milk in her drink. The barista says otherwise, but the customer is insistent. The barista offers multiple times to remake the drink, but the lady is ranting about how she goes there every single day and how she knows what non-fat tastes like. Then, when the barista offers yet again to remake the drink, the lady throws the drink at her face. Yeah. If what you're looking for is a non-fat drink and you're not sure if yours was made improperly and you're just really like, I want to make sure it's right, just let the barista remake your drink. What's the big deal? There's no reason to throw your drink that you paid for at the barista and now no one's gonna make your drink. None of the employees want to. You just threw a drink. An expensive drink, delicious. I worked at a Starbucks, I know.
No, it literally tastes like you put sugar. Like it tastes like sugar. I know what non-fat milk tastes like.
I can remake it.
I come here every single day. And it's always non-fat. This is not non-fat.
I can remake it if you want.
That is the list for this video. I've been your host, Abby Kelly, and this has been Top 10 Scary Karens that are out of control, and I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to keep watching by hopping on a playlist, and make sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram by checking out our links below. Last of all, but certainly not least, have a nice day and don't forget to be kind. Bye.